Welcome back to another fantastic property tour, Rankin family. Today, we are back again in San Antonio, Texas, looking at another gorgeous model home. And this time we have a model by Integrity Homes, and I'm excited to present this one. Now, starting on the exterior, family, we do have the natural stone along with the stucco, and you are going to have the wood paneling on the outside. But more importantly, look at the incredible view. Love this. So you can imagine your guests driving up to your driveway and being greeted with this incredible view. Straight ahead, you are going to have your 3-car garage. Now you have this massive covered front porch. You have the wood soffit, as you can see, plenty of windows surrounding this property. So you have that gorgeous view from all angles, especially whenever you're inside, and I think you may appreciate it. Now, as we do continue right here, you see the wood slat paneling continuing, but more importantly, I love the way they took advantage of this covered front porch, because more often than not, you probably are going to be sitting out here and enjoying this. Love the tranquility, and it is nothing short of exceptional. Now, as we continue right here, you have this massive iron front door right here, and then you see you have the wood handle as well. But let's go ahead and get you inside this beautiful property. Okay, so immediately when you walk in, you see the continuation of the natural stone. So I'll turn you around so you can see the front door from the inside. You do have a transom window right above there, bringing in some more natural light. And then you see the herringbone pattern flooring right here. But what we'll go ahead and do, I'll show you over there in just a second, just to give you a sneak peek of what you're going to be greeted with over there. We'll start right here to the left and see this wing of the house and make our way around. Now, you do have your powder bath right over here, a couple steps from when you enter. So you have the hexagon tile flooring right there. You have the flat panel cabinetry, quartz countertops. You got that beautiful accent wall continuing all the way to the ceiling. Now you have gold sconces. You will notice some champagne bronze throughout the home as well, which I know you can appreciate. And then you have sconces on both sides. Impressive. So now the herringbone pattern tiling continues here and to the point where you do meet the ceramic wood-like tile. But we'll start right over here to our study. Look at this. So you have the incredible wainscoting setting the tone. You got your French doors with the glass panes, and then you have your gold light fixture hanging down. Plenty of space. Now, if you wanted to change the layout or make some modifications to this model as we do walk through the property, Integrity Homes can certainly accommodate. Build from scratch. You can dream it, they can build it. So I know you can appreciate that. And then what's fascinating, you don't see this quite often, but you have a transom window right above there. How often do you see that inside the property? Not often. Okay, so now heading to our first bedroom. Look at the space that you get. You got that wood slat accent walls, you can see. And then of course you got your queen bed, your 2 nightstands, and you still have a ton of walk room. And if that's not enough, you got your own ensuite. We'll see that in just a second. You can imagine your dresser right there. You can add a television. If you wanted to hang the TV, you can certainly do that. And of course you have plenty of space to add some paintings or artwork. So now before you head to your ensuite, you are going to have your pocket door right here. This is going to be the closet and bathroom combination. I'll turn you around right here so you can see the vanity and the pendant lights. So you see the floating vanity with the accent lighting right there. Then you have a walk-in shower with the 0 threshold. And then you see the porcelain tile right here on the lower exterior. And then this sage green. So in here, they opted for the matte black. You do have a shower niche right there and your matte black shower valve. And then you see the extension of the accent. And then an impressive walk-in closet. You already got your built-in shelving and then your rods ready to go. So that's impressive. Now, again, this is a model home. So, we talk about that quite often, and my long-term subscribers know they dress it to the nine. So if it's something where you wanted to have some similarities in here, you can certainly do that. And then of course, if you wanted to build on your own lot, you can do that as well. Okay, So now we'll head down this hallway. Right here to the left would be where your garage would be. So now you do have your mud room. You got your hooks ready to go. And then of course you got your built-in bench. Now we've been seeing that, and it's a trend right now as far as the checkered tiling, and that extends all the way over here to your laundry room. So let me know what you think about that. But look at this. So again, like I said, you have plenty of windows to take advantage of the incredible view. So they added one right here. You got your sink built in, quartz countertops, your built-in cabinetry, inset style. And then you got a rod right above where your washer and dryer would be. Perfect. Now I'll turn you around right over here. You got a coat closet. So immediately whenever you walk in, especially once we get to winter, believe it or not, even though we're in Texas, you do have some cold. And then of course your 3-car garage right here. You see they're using it as storage, but at least that gives you an idea of how much space you would get. You got 2 tankless water heaters, a quick access door over there, epoxy flooring, and of course some additional windows. Beautiful. Now let's go ahead and continue this way and make our way around. So you got your storage closet right there. Next bedroom, look at this. So again, with it being furnished, you can see how much space you still get. Now this one's gonna have the separate closet and bathroom. I'll show you that in just a second after we take a look at the entire room. So plenty of space in here. Again, you see the ceramic wood-like tile in here, very durable material, extremely easy to clean. And I know you can find that impressive too. Okay, so now heading straight over here, look at this. So you see the accent lighting underneath there, that champagne bronze I talked about earlier. And then you got your gold sconce right above there with your sleek mirror and mirror frame. Now heading this way, I'll show you right over here. Look at this. So you got an additional towel closet. Now, you see the 0 threshold. So that's been a common theme. We've seen that so far, but you got your champagne bronze hooks right here. So you're noticing that champagne bronze accents really complementing the materials in the home itself. And then now we go to our next vanity. So we got our Jack and Jill, but again, the separate closet right over here. It is walk-in, so a ton of space for your wardrobe without any challenges. And then this will be your 3rd bedroom. So the one thing I'm finding fascinating so far is that each one of the bedrooms extremely spacious, and then we haven't even got to the primary suite, which is on the other wing of the house. And I think you're gonna love that one just as much. So if you haven't, please let me know your initial thoughts. We haven't even got to the kitchen. We haven't even got to some of the main areas you're going to be spending a lot of your time. But I know you can appreciate all these bedrooms on this side of the house, so they have their own privacy. And then of course the long hallway. Okay, so we've seen that entire wing of the house. Let's go ahead and get to the meat and potatoes now. Let's do a full pan and then we'll talk about the materials. Okay, so starting over here to the left, you see the dining area, beautiful chandelier hanging down right above the dining room table, double-sided fireplace, but you notice the natural stone continuation from the outside, from the initial accent wall that we've seen in the foyer, then the picture windows right there. So you talk about the peace, the tranquility, look at that. So you're surrounded by mature trees and you get to take advantage of that every day. Now, as we do continue right here, you see straight ahead, you have that slope design. You got the clear story windows, then the pendant lights hanging down right above your formal area. So you can use that as more of a formality. You know, if you have some guests coming in, they don't have to go throughout the entire home. If you need to have a serious conversation, that'd be the perfect spot for you, right? But now you have this bar area. And then of course, look at that. You can store all your decor. If you're a wine drinker, wine glasses in there, the possibilities are endless. But most importantly, look at the abundance of natural light entering inside the property. And that's the beauty of being positioned on this hill right here, all that sunlight entering inside the home, especially now, you really wouldn't have to have all the lights on and you would still have all the light that you need. But if that's not enough, again, you got some more picture windows. You have a wine closet right over here. So as I always talk about, if you're not a wine drinker, you can just add some wine in there, maybe empty bottles. They're probably going to be full because you didn't drink it, but it just adds to the aesthetic of the entire home. So let me know what you think. And I love that it's floor to ceiling as far as that natural stone on both sides, the double-sided fireplace and over here surrounding the wine closet. Now, continuing over here, I'll do a full pan again from the kitchen to the great room, and then we'll start in the kitchen. Beautiful. Now, I'll pan you around right here. You got two-tone quartz countertops. Look at the glass panes in your cabinet fronts. You have a pot filler over here. Then you see your cooktop. You got the 5-burner champagne bronze that we've seen, gold hardware, the sleek vent hood right there. Really nice, that modern contemporary look. Then you notice the quartz up your backsplash. This is what I love. You have this sink overlooking this incredible view. So for those of you that, despise the sink inside of the island, I think you can appreciate this. You are going to have the pop-up outlets, as you can see right over there as well. And then this massive island. So you can imagine if your guests are in here having a great time, some are along the bar area, some are in the great room, everyone's involved in the conversation. Now you have some additional stacked cabinetry, as you can see right there, but more importantly, just look at the amount of storage that you get. So not only do you have the two-tone countertops, but you have the two-tone cabinets. Beautiful. Look at the depth in there. A ton of storage to work with. Soft closing mechanism. You got your trash drawer right over here to the right. And then of course your dishwasher on the left side of your sink. But look at how the hardware complements the cabinet fronts. Beautiful. Now you have a ton of counter space even along here as well. And you see the storage that you have in your refrigerator. If you wanted to change this up, you still have a ton of room to add any kind of refrigerator that you prefer. And then I'll turn you around right here so you can see the full scope. Gorgeous. So then you have your modern pendant lights hanging down right there as well. And then if that wasn't enough for you, here we go with the hidden pantry. So look how sleek that looks, especially you close these doors right here. It's very discreet and very modern and luxurious at the same time. A ton of counter space available. You got that backsplash complementing the quartz countertops. Right above here, you see the wall-to-wall cabinets and shelving. So a ton of storage to take advantage of. And then you got your ice maker right down here. So the entire home is extremely practical. And if it's something where you want to, purchase something like this or buy your own lot and then have that incredible view, you can certainly do that. All right, so we'll close these doors right over here, continue to the great room. Now, love that. So now you see the double-sided fireplace from this angle, but then you also see the floor to ceiling natural stone. So they wrapped it around, which I know you can appreciate. Now, as I turn you around over here, look at that. So you have the floating decor and floating shelves, transom windows right above your sliders. So bringing in a ton of natural light. And just look at the way the floors complements not only the natural stone, but all the cabinetry that you see throughout the home. Beautiful. So you see the sloped ceiling design right there. An additional clear story window. So from all of the angles, the sunlight entering inside the property is very impressive. So let me know your initial thoughts. So a very interactive floor plan. I know you can appreciate the separation. I get that feedback quite often, is sometimes folks are not the biggest fans of everything being all inclusive. Maybe, I'd seen one video, a gentleman, he was talking about how sometimes he may need to hide certain things and he likes his guests being centralized versus being able to see everything. So maybe that would be you And if that's the case, then I know you can appreciate that. Beautiful. So then heading over there to the primary suite, you see that you do have the sconces, right? Then the natural stone continuation right over there. And then you will notice those accents throughout the rest of the home as well. All right, so now we're entering in the primary suite. Beautiful. So now you see the LED ceiling fan, you have the king size bed, your two massive nightstands. Look at the way they staged it. Love it. Really complements the room itself. Now you are going to have these double doors leading you out to your balcony. So this is probably my favorite part of the entire house. So you have your own private access to your nice patio right here, if you want to call it a balcony. But look at the incredible view having your morning coffee or tea. Can't get much better than that, folks. You have a ton of space right here to add some chairs, hang out here with you and your significant other, or just yourself, you know, who knows. But that would be an incredible view. But more importantly, look at the space that you get inside of here. Now you see your sitting area right over there. You got your dresser, and then of course your bed and all the walk room that you still have available. And if it's something where you wanted to build this exact plan or something similar, but maybe increase the size of certain rooms like this one, you can always do that as well. Now, if that wasn't enough, heading into your ensuite, you got your sliding door. You see it's iron, but then you also have the privacy glass. And then look at this. We'll start right over here to the right. Now, going into your closet right here, you see that you got your built-in drawers, built-in shelving over here to the left, an additional window, and then look at that. They extended the rod all the way to the ceiling, which I certainly appreciate. And if that's not enough, you have some additional shelving right here. Perfect. So again, the champagne bronze, you see this, the alabaster paint, it looks like right there. And then you have your built-in luxury cabinetry. And then you see the glass cabinet fronts again right there, ready to go. And your hamper drawer. Beautiful. Now, as I pan you over here to the right, look at your wet room. You see the zero threshold again. You got your freestanding tub in here. You see the quartz ledge and then that marble tiling in here. You got dual shower heads, all champagne bronze. Wow. And then, oh, I didn't even see that. Look at that. You got your rain shower head as well. Love that. Now your second closet right over here to the left. Look at the floor to ceiling shelving, ready to go. Built-in drawers. You got a mirror straight ahead. And then look how pandy up. You have some additional rods. Beautiful. And then last but certainly not least, let's take a look at this. Now, this has been the second time I've seen this style mirror. You have it on all three. I'm a huge fan of that. So again, very sleek, out of the box thinking. You got some additional windows ready to go, quartz countertops, the flat panel cabinet fronts. Now, I'm starting to see this as a trend, the flat panel cabinetry compared to the shaker style. So let me know what you think about that. I've been seeing that more and more often. So I think as we head to 2026, we might see that even more. Right over here, you see you got your storage closet ready to go. And then right behind me, you have your water closet. Beautiful. So I don't think we missed a thing. I was being as thorough as possible so that way we didn't miss anything. And I think we covered it all. So if you haven't let me know, please do let me know in the comments what your thoughts about this home. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you give it? Is this something you could see yourself living in, raising a family in, entertaining your family, bringing your guests over? Let me know. All right, but last but certainly not least, let's take a look at the backyard patio. Now, again, you see this one as far as the yard space that you still have. So you already see the long driveway that you got. You drive up that hill and then you're met with this incredible view, but you still have some space back here. If you ever wanted to add a pool, trampoline set, playground set, you can certainly do that. Now, you see the slope design again, that wood soffit that we had seen. Straight ahead, you have your built-in gas grill, your countertops. You see that you have your beverage fridge, your sink right over there. Beautiful. And I tell you what, I talk about this all the time, but if you add some ribeyes right there, a New York strip, oh my goodness, I can already smell it and taste it right now. All right. And look at that. Now you see the natural stone column. So you've seen that throughout the home, inside and out. And I love it. And then if that's not enough, if you wanted to get some more sunlight, you head over here and look at this. But other than that, family, that was another beautiful luxury home tour. All right, Rankin family, that was it for this beautiful luxury model home by Integrity Homes right here in San Antonio, Texas. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this particular property. Is this something you could see yourself living in? Would you make any changes? If so, let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you want more information about this home or any home we showcase, reach out to the information in the description. Consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss a tour every single week. And I'll see you folks on the next property tour. Welcome back to another wonderful property tour, Rankin family. Today, we are located in New Braunfels, Texas, looking at another gorgeous luxury home. And this time we have a model home by KC Custom Homes. Now, starting on the exterior, you do have the painted stucco along with the natural stone. You do have a circular driveway, as you can see, and then you have the extended driveway leading you to your garage. Great curb appeal, that contemporary look, something you don't see every single day. And KC Custom Homes is a completely custom builder, and they can certainly build your dream home from scratch. Now, as we continue right here, you see the natural stone columns, and then of course you got your covered front porch right here, and then you do have the iron double front doors. Now, there's going to be a lot of neat features on this particular model that we haven't seen on this channel, and I'm excited to present that to you. Now, look at the size of this one. So you are going to have the wood beams as well. So just adding to the architecture of the property itself. And then of course you have some covered areas as well. We'll see that a little bit later on in the tour, but let's go ahead and get you inside this beautiful property. Okay. So immediately when you walk in, you are greeted with this cozy foyer, extremely elegant. I'll turn you around so you can see the front doors from the inside. Now I'll also pan you upwards. You have the soaring ceilings. You have some additional clear story windows bringing in a ton of natural light. Then you have picture windows surrounding the property. We'll see that as we continue. Now you are going to have these elegant sconces, the beautiful light fixture hanging down as well. Then you will notice the ceramic wood look tile. So you have this one in a herringbone pattern as soon as you walk in, and then the continuation right here. But look at this. Gorgeous. So you have the floor to ceiling fireplace. As I pan you upwards, look at that. So you have the exposed beams in a grid-like pattern, like that coffer ceiling design. And then you also see the floating aspect of it. You also have some upper windows right there. And then look at the natural light entering inside of the property. Gorgeous. So an extremely interactive floor plan, perfect for the guests. You can imagine them walking in for the first time, creating that wow factor. Now, it's extremely open, and then if that's not enough, look at all the windows that you get on the front-facing exterior as well. Beautiful. So you can imagine all the space that you can take advantage of. especially whenever you're walking in here. Depending on how you plan to furnish it, it's going to determine how much space you get to utilize. But let's do one more pan and then we'll continue right behind me. Beautiful. So as I pan over here, we'll take a look right over here. So this is going to be your powder bath. As you can see, you're going to notice a lot of unique backsplashes, accents, pendant lights, and I'm so excited. And quite frankly, that's exactly why I like bringing models to the channel, because you get to see some of these properties dressed up and showing their true beauty. Okay, so now we'll continue over here to the right. We're going to work our way around the perimeter of the property, and that way we don't miss a thing. Okay, so now heading inside of here, look at the size of this bedroom. I'll stand on this corner so you can see how large it is. Beautiful. So you got the wood look tile in here. You can see with your coffee table, your dresser over here, your chair, and then of course your bed, how much space you have. So you can easily fit a queen bed in here, 2 nightstands, your dresser, and you are certainly good to go. And if that's not enough, you have your recessed area right here. So this would be a perfect place for a desk, depending on if you got the kiddos living in here, they can knock out their homework without interruptions. Now, heading right over here, you got your separate walk-in closet. It is extremely spacious. You got your wood rods, as you can see, and then your shelving. But now heading into the ensuite. Right off the bat, look at this. So you see the wood look tile, you got the 0 threshold, and then look at this. Floor to ceiling shower surround. You got an additional window. You got brushed nickel as far as the shower valve and the shower head. And then you got your shower niche right there. And then I'll pan you around right here. You got quartz countertops for your vanity. You got your darker gray cabinetry. And then you got your towel closet right here. And something you don't see often is the stainless steel mirror frame. So let me know your thoughts on that feature. All right, so now let's go ahead and continue. Let me know your thoughts so far, especially when you walked into the great room. Now, heading over here, you have your built-ins. You got built-in shelving, and then I'll open this up. You already got your hooks ready to go, so creates that discreet look, but you also have some additional holes in there, giving it some breathing room. Right over here to the left, you got your quick access door leading you to your covered backyard patio. We'll see that in just a second. Let's go ahead and continue. Now again, since they are using it as a model, they are going to use some of these things as storage. You see that they got some names on there, so that's a lot of their plans. But it's still absolutely stunning. Okay, so now heading into the game room. You got the double sliding doors with the glass panes. And then again, look at the grid-like pattern right above here, the coffered ceiling design. You got a full wet bar, floating shelving. Look at all the awards. When you are looking for a builder, that is always a great sign. Now you got your pool table in here, picture windows overlooking your backyard. And then if that's not enough, you got your wet bar over here. Awesome. So you already got your beverage fridge. You can go ahead and add the Sprite, Coca-Cola, anything that you need inside of here can accommodate. And just look at the size of this. Impressive. So even with the pool table in here, you can still fit additional chairs depending on how often you entertain and how many folks typically come over. That's going to determine that. But of course, this could be a starting point if you wanted to build from scratch. This can always accommodate you, and at least you can use this as a reference. Okay, so now you're going straight ahead right here. So there's a ton of space in here. You see that's a full bed, but you could easily fit a queen bed if you wanted to. And then I'll show you on this angle so you can see. So a ton of room to take advantage of. You head straight over here, and then now look at your vanity. I'll stand on this side for a second for you. So you got your quartz countertops, your navy blue cabinetry with the gold. You see how that complements one another. You got your sleek mirror. And then as I turn you around, you got your walk-in closet. Beautiful. And then now we'll head over here. So this is more of that Jack and Jill. You can see it's a shared bathroom right over here. You even got your towel closet. And I've noticed a lot of gold in here as far as the fixtures and the hardware, but then now headed to your walk-in shower. Again, zero threshold. You do have the shower bench. The gold continues in here, and then the shower niche. I just had to make sure it had that. And I love to see that. Okay, so now heading to the next vanity. That minimalist design, and then right over here, your full walk-in closet again. And then this is going to be heading to our next bedroom. So I'm glad they added the queen bed inside of here. You're not going to be able to add the massive nightstands in here. However, you still have a ton of room to play with. But then you have your desk and your dresser, and you are good to go. And this is going to be leading you right back out to the hallway. We'll see this storage closet. You know, if I see a door, I have to open it. So just letting you know in advance. Okay, this will bring us right back out here. So we've seen this wing of the house. Let's go ahead and continue to that impressive kitchen. So now as we pan over here, you can imagine your entire family here, your guests hanging out, having a great time. And look at this. Beautiful. So right off the bat, you see the soaring ceilings. It has that slope design, but then you have some upper windows right there. Now you are going to have the stacked cabinets with the glass panes, that sleek vent hood right there. Oftentimes you don't see the quartz surrounding that, but it's a really nice touch and it complements the island and then the backsplash. Now look how massive this is. You see your bar area, perfect to entertain again. And then the custom cabinets and then the stack cabinets right above there. You are going to have the stainless steel refrigerator. As always, you know, we have to take a look in here. They are fully stocked up, ready for the weekend. So the wood look tile continues this way. You are going to have matte black hardware, and that's going to be complementing the custom cabinetry. But look at the size of this, something you don't see every single day. Now, right over here, Gen Air appliances. So we talk about that, the best money can buy. As I pan you around over here, you got your Gen Air range. You got the 6-burner with the griddle, matte black pot filler. You got a farmhouse sink in the island. And trust me, you will not be disappointed in this view. Love it. So as always, we'll open up some of these drawers so you can see. Look at that. Right over here, you got your Gen Air dishwasher. And then you notice the two-tone cabinetry right over here. And then you got your spice drawer on this side. Beautiful. Now look at this open prep area. So additional counter space that you can take advantage of. You got the glass panes in your cabinet fronts, picture windows overlooking right over there. And let me know if you like this exposed or if you would prefer this to have some doors for, you know, privacy. As we continue right over here, look at this perfect dining area. As I pan you upwards, you see the exposed beam with the vaulted ceiling design. You have an additional bar area over here. So this is an entertainer's paradise. And then even notice the quartz backsplash all the way up to the ceiling. And then you got your wine fridge over here. I wish you could smell it through the video, but you can't, but it smells spectacular. And then look at the full scope of this one. Gorgeous. So you even have some additional cabinets surrounding the island on this side as well, something you don't see every day as well. And then if that's not enough, look at your hidden pantry. So all the shelving that you need to take advantage of to store all of your dry goods. You go to Costco, you go to Sam's and stock up and you are good to go. but I just love how discreet that looked. Fantastic job. Okay, now I'll pan you right around over here. So you head down this way and that'll lead you straight to your covered backyard patio. We'll see that in just a second. Let me show you the rest of the house and then we'll continue. Now heading straight over here, you have this nice open bonus room or flex room. So whatever you want to use this as, you can do so. You see they're using it as a conference room, but then you still have the picture windows overlooking the backyard. Love that. So now we'll go ahead and continue here. You see we've had zero carpet in here. You got an additional storage closet over here. We'll start over here to the right. Before I do continue, I want to show you this. So you have an additional little recessed area, perfect for some additional decor. And then now heading to our primary suite. Beautiful. So as I pan you upwards, you have the double tray ceilings, your egress windows, king size bed, your 2 nightstands, and then look at your electric fireplace. If this is not creating the ambiance that you love, I don't know what will. But you see, you already got your slot ready to go if you wanted to add the television in here. Some folks do and some folks don't. It really just depends on personal preference. Oftentimes you may want to go to your primary suite and just, retire for the night and just have that peace and quiet. But oftentimes maybe you want to watch your favorite show, right? Really just depends. Okay, so now as I pan you upwards, look at the rotunda. You got your gorgeous light fixture hanging down. This is something you don't see every single day, is the freestanding tub, but look at that. You got some bay windows. You even have an additional rotunda right above there. It's like a Japanese style round freestanding tub. Let me know if you're familiar with that. Really neat. You don't see that every day either. Now, you are going to have his and her sinks, but you see you have that designated cosmetic area straight ahead. And then I'll pan you over here so you can see the other vanity. Now, you are going to have champagne bronze in here. You will notice that as far as your faucet is concerned, you have a water closet straight ahead. And I just want to get you a better close-up on this vanity. Look at the amount of room that you have. You have all the drawers and the cabinets that you would possibly need. You see the under cabinet lighting right underneath there. And if that's not enough, you have your own built-in sauna. Oh my goodness. Love that. You don't ever have to worry about going to the gym and sweating it out. You can go ahead and sweat right there, walk 2 steps, and now you're in the shower. So again, look at this. So you have your rain shower head, you got 2 shower valves or temperature control valves, and then the stone flooring right here. Beautiful. So again, let me know in the comments your initial thoughts so far. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Okay, so now right over here, look at that. You got your Keurig over here, so you have your full coffee system. This is an all-inclusive retreat is what we're seeing. You got your sauna, the perfect shower, you got your additional area for your coffee, and then your primary bedroom. What more could you really ask for, right? So now as we continue, you got an additional towel closet on this side. And then look at our walk-in closet here. So you got plenty of space on this side. And then heading this way, look at this. How often do you see your hooks, cubby space, almost look like a drop zone, right? And this one's gonna connect to the laundry room. We'll see that in just a second. And then you have additional storage. And then I'll pan you right over here to the left. Perfect for your shoe collection. Love that. Okay, so now heading over here, look at this. So you see that you have your sink on the left side, wall-to-wall cabinetry, plenty of storage. And then right over here would be where your washer and dryer would be. So you have a ton of space, and then you even have a chrome rod right above there to hang up your clothes to dry, depending if you like to air dry a lot of that stuff, especially some of your delicates. You don't have to worry about it shrinking. Trust me, I've been there more times than I like to admit. And then you have some additional storage on this side. Perfect. Now that would be coming in from your garage. It's being utilized as a sales office at the present time, but then this is your mudroom. So immediately when you walk in, this is what you're greeted with. You already got your matte black hooks, some additional cubby space, and a lot to take advantage of. And of course, it wouldn't be right without a coat closet. Beautiful. So again, let me know your thoughts of this particular property. And like I said, you know, if it's something where you want to build from scratch, take some inspiration, you like the portfolio of KC Custom Homes, then you could always, you know, reach out and see what your options are. And let's go ahead and head to the backyard now. Okay. So very generously sized. Again, you have that slope ceiling design with the wood soffit. You see your natural stone columns, and then the lower exterior natural stone continues this way, similar to what we had seen in the front. Now as I pan you over here, perfect for indoor, outdoor living. You already got your sink ready to go, some additional countertops, and then of course, you could always add that built-in grill. Perfect spot for the propane right there. You don't have to worry about that. And now, as I pan you around, you have turf over here. You're surrounded by the mature trees. Again, this is a model home, not currently for sale at the present time of this recording, but when it is put on the market, you definitely don't want to miss out. And then look at this. So perfect location. You're in a highly sought after community. And what more could you really ask for? But other than that, family, that was another beautiful luxury home tour. All right, Rankin family, that was it for this beautiful luxury home by KC Custom Homes. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this particular model. Is this something you could see yourself living in? Would you make any changes? If so, let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you want more information about this home or any home we showcase, reach out to the information in the description. Consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss a tour every single week. And I'll see you folks on the next property tour.